can feel it down in my plums. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in.
Welcome back to Let the Boys Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by Going Great Productions. I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is Robbie. And this week, it was Jim Carrey week. And the winner of Jim Carrey week was the 1997 comedy Liar Liar, written by Paul Guy and Steve Mazur, directed by Tom Shadyac, starring Jim Carrey, Maury Tierney, Amanda Donahoe, Jennifer Tilly, Justin Cooper, Gary Ells, Anne Haney, Jason Bernard, and Swoosie Kurtz, alongside me, one of the best in the biz. Alongside me is the cousin Benny. How we feeling?
I was going to hope you were asking me how's it hanging so I could say short, shriveled, and always to the left.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, you answered the question. And I was going to say that's not true because there's long, strong, and in the middle.
Please. I hope. I wish.
And alongside us, good friend and one of our co-hosts, Ryan. How's it not hanging?
Wait, Robbie, can you say what's up?
What's up?
Your cholesterol, fatty.
That's
But
I feel
it's
like
funny
that's a
because you
attack.
probably have the lowest cholesterol on this show.
The only reason why I have the lowest cholesterol on the show is because I don't go to the doctor. So, thank you.
Listen,
Dead
It's
man
true.
walking.
I can't argue with that logic. So yeah, like Robbie said, this is Let the Boys Watch. We typically watch movies that one or all of us have not seen. But sometimes we do themes and maybe we all saw it. So I think everyone saw Liar Liar, right?
Tons.
So regardless, typically we watch movies that one or all of us haven't seen. But sometimes we feel like Jim Carrey week or whatever. And we throw it up on Instagram. So if you're not following us there, get involved with the voting. This was a tight race. I think this won by one vote, but it was like almost equal across the board, all four.
Yeah, there's probably a spread of like 3 from the one that got the most votes to the one that got the least amount of votes. So
Yeah.
I'd like to see that. I thought Dumb and Dumber was going to run away with it as soon as we put that on the list, but surprising result.
Yeah. Well, people love this movie. So good choice.
Yeah, love to see, 60, 70 views and 25 votes. But hey, one can dream one day.
You take what you can get.
You take the good,
That's
you take
true.
the bad.
Put it together.
What do you got?
Facts of life. So yeah, follow us on Instagram. It's in the show notes, and send us an email. Also in the show notes. Get involved in the conversation. Let us know what you thought about Liar Liar or any of the other movies we've watched, or suggest a theme, a specific movie, whatever. A couple weeks ago, we had 2 weeks worth of content because of a suggestion. So get involved with that. We love hearing from you. We appreciate it. So typically what we would do. Oh, we gotta wait.
Please,
Did I forget
Can
something?
I please plug the YouTube page?
Please, yes. It's so
Please.
gorgeous. Please do
Beautiful.
so.
Yes, please subscribe to the YouTube. That helps us out more than you know. Subscribe, give a thumbs up to the video when you watch it, or even if you just see it pop up, thumbs up and stuff like that helps. Yeah, we would love for you to join us on YouTube. I mean, look at Robbie, what a handsome guy. If you're doing this on audio only, you're missing out. That's all I could say. I mean, this guy, just look at it. The hair, the facial features, just unbelievable. The chin, strongest in the biz.
And please draw like Superman.
Yeah. So make sure you follow, you subscribe on YouTube. We would love it. It'd be a big help.
Yeah.
We
Thank
gotta
you.
sorry. We
Go
gotta an in-person review of the YouTube page. My mother, she said it was beautiful. She couldn't believe how beautiful it was. It was her first time watching a video, and she loved it. So she said kudos to the cuz.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Big time kudos. So yeah, wherever the button is, follow us. And put a comment in there. Tell cousin Benny how gorgeous the videos look now with his production.
Thank you.
He deserves
beautiful.
it.
You're too kind.
So normally what we do is talk about our feelings going into this movie, but we've all seen it. I don't know if anyone has anything they want to talk about, maybe when you saw it in the 90s, something like that, before we kind of, give ratings and overall things.
I don't remember exactly when I saw it the first time, but I remember watching it like a billion times. I remember we used to go to Hershey Park every year, and we had one of those Explorer vans,
Oh, this
and
guy.
we had the TV with the VCR in it, and I probably would watch it like 6 times on the way to Hershey Park. So this just movie just hits all the feels for me. I was a little trepidatious going in because I haven't seen it in so long. I was wondering how it would hold up and everything, but I was excited this one.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have every year Hershey Park type money, but I did
I mean, hey,
watch.
listen, some people got every year Disney type money. We didn't have every year Disney type money. We had Hershey Park money.
I didn't have Hershey Park money. um, no, I kind of same. I mean, in the 90s, I watched this a million times. I definitely saw it in the theater. Um, I don't remember what I thought, but I remember loving it and just, yeah, like you said, watching it a bajillion times. I had it on VHS for sure.
Yeah, I think I saw it in the theater. But I mean, Jim Carrey's provided me with a trillions amounts of laughs, even going back to In Living Color. I mean, please forget about it. All the characters he was. But I mean, this movie's hilarious. I love this movie. I can't tell you how many times I've watched it. I don't remember the last time I watched it. It's been a few years, probably 5 plus, I think. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, who doesn't love Jim Carrey? He's the best. And this movie just hits all the right notes. And even watching it the other day, I really couldn't stop laughing. I mean, I guess some of the jokes back in the day went over my head, but not anymore. So it was a great viewing experience. I'm glad this one, even though I wish Ace Ventura would have won, but hey, God is still good.
All the
Well,
time.
God's so good that maybe we'll do Jim Carrey week part two.
Oh, please. Next week?
Goodness.
Yeah. This is just the Jim Carrey podcast now.
Oh my God, forget it. The numbers are gonna go through the roof, like your cholesterol.
That's right. Dead man walking. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I guess overall impressions. Does anyone want to go first?
Robbie's frozen. So Robbie, Ryan, do you want to go first?
Sure. I love the face he's making is perfect.
I know.
Um, yeah, so I mean, listen, like we said, I watched it a million times. I kind of had the same feelings as you. Do you want to pause or should we just wait till he comes back in? Oh, he's back.
Take it from there.
All right, there we go. So I was not concerned, but I was just like, I wonder if this is gonna hold up, now. Am I still gonna love it as much as I did, when I was 12 or whatever? Um, and the answer is yes. It's still fantastic. I mean, it's corny and cheesy, but it's fantastic. I love so much about this film. I mean, just starting from the 90s aesthetic of everything. Everyone's big ass triangle suits that they're wearing and all the other clothes that the women are wearing. Speaking of the women, I mean, what do you guys say? Maron? Exactly like that.
Yeah, exactly like that.
I thought I was watching Jugs on the Run. I didn't know I was watching Liar Liar.
I mean, just like more Tierney at like maybe set the standard for the type of girls I wanted to marry, and the rest of them in this film, I'm not going to get into it, but set some other standards as well. But so funny. Love the kid. Sometimes the kid actors are annoying. Like, yeah, he was a kid, but he was great in it. And I'm glad. I mean, any of these would have won. I would have loved it, but I'm happy this one. This is a fantastic film. It's so funny. The physical comedy that Jim Carrey does in this is fantastic. it was like just such a showcase. I mean, I know some of the other films, Dumb and Dumber, that were on the vote, or Ace Ventura, hilarious as well. But I feel like this was like his physical comedy was really like front and center here, and he also got a little bit of dramatic stuff as well. So it was a great movie. I'm glad we watched it.
Rob?
What was the question? Because I froze up.
Overall impressions.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that Jim Carrey didn't, annoy me. Maybe towards the end, I think he was really on some super speed or something like that. I think he pushed it to the limit. I think he was all gas, no brakes this movie. But I mean, that's who he is. I mean, I can't, Ace Ventura, Bruce Almighty, all these movies, he leads, he carries, and he's a star of the show. But I love the sentimental feel of it. I didn't hate the kid. Spoiler alert, I didn't hate him at all. I thought I was gonna, but I don't know, man. It still holds up to this day. It's still a funny comedy. It's still, I think, one of the funniest comedies in the past 30 years, I think, right? 1997. So I don't know. I just really enjoyed this more. I think everybody brought their A game. I mean, I know Jim Carrey was, basically almost in every scene, I think, but there was just something.
Oh boy, Robbie is frozen again. Can you hear us, Rob? This is not good.
No.
I guess I'll go with my overall impressions while we're waiting for Robbie to come back. Yeah, loved it still. Did I love it as much as when I was a kid? No, probably not. I thought it was, showed its age a little bit of, you know, distasteful jokes here and there, but really not enough to like bother me in any sense of the word. Um, Part of the trepidation I had was I loved this movie so much as a kid that I would, I wanted to keep that nostalgia there for the movie. But like Robbie mentioned during his first point, there were some jokes that I clearly did not get as a kid that I got now. So that was cool to see on this rewatch. It feels like this movie was 1,000% written for Jim Carrey just to go balls to the wall in. Like Robbie mentioned, though, there was towards the end, I was like, all right, we get it. But you hire Jim Carrey to do this picture, he's not going to give you anything but 1,000%. Um, I think this is like the first actual human he played in a movie, like an actual man, and not like Ace Ventura or The Mask or something like that. But and like you mentioned, Ryan, you could see like the little bit of drama that was sprinkled in that he would, later go on to do. And I think comedic actors are always end up being like some of the best dramatic actors just because to have to go that far physically to get a laugh and to be funny, like you have to be a good actor. So I think once you make that switch, you're almost dialing it back a little bit to be dramatic. So um yeah, that was definitely one of the things I noticed towards the end of the movie is like you kind of saw just a little bit of kind of what he would become as an actor. And I was happy we watched this movie. I was glad to watch it. It held up, like the both of you said. There were some things that didn't a little bit, but again, not enough for me to be bothered by it at all. So definitely enjoyed my watch.
Yeah. Robbie, is there anything you wanted to add when you got cut off?
I don't know where I ended with my point, so I have no idea. Do you guys
Spoiler
remember?
alert. Spoiler alert, you love the kid.
Yes.
Oh my God, I had so much more I said after that. I didn't get it.
No.
No.
Oh, heavens to Betsy. I don't remember. I love the kid. I think I mentioned it got a little too much. Jim Carrey got a little too much. But I mean, it's Jim Carrey. Like you said, movie was basically written for him. He was the star of the show. He was in every single scene, I feel like, save for a couple. But I enjoyed everybody in the movie. I think everybody. I couldn't point to one person and was like, I could have did without that. I think everybody really played the part, and everybody had a great part. It's 1997, right? I think I said, I don't know if I got cut off. I said that I think it's one of the funniest comedies I think in the past 30 years. I think that still holds up. Some of the jokes, yeah, whatever, corny. Some of the jokes, I don't know if they're offensive to me, but I could see where people are like, hey, oh, take it easy there, Jimmy. But sign of the times, I guess. And other than that, I mean, yeah, I'm glad we watched it. I haven't watched it in a bit, I said, but obviously, Ace Ventura holds a special place in my heart. But hey, I can watch it any day of the week. So I'm glad we watched it. I'm glad it won. And yeah, I enjoyed it just like I enjoyed it 30 years ago. Not in a station van with VCRs and mojitos and taquitos, but I enjoy it nonetheless.
Nice. This is gonna be a interesting episode. So awesome. You guys want to do some plum scores?
Let's plumb it up.
Plum it up. Robbie, you want to go first?
Yeah, let me go first before I cut out and fucking never come back. Uh, Shout out the internet. Shout out the $300 a month you pay. Shout it out. Optimum, James Dolan, Sphere, Knicks, and Six. Um, yeah, quickly, again, I enjoyed it. I have to dock some points off of Jim Carrey just annoying the shit out of me at the end of the movie. Like, chill out, chill out. I did enjoy the comedic performance. I did enjoy the dramatic performance. I do love a nice little comeback story. I'm a sucker for those kind of stories. I do love them. This movie was very funny to me. Um, but I'm gonna have to go 8-8 for this movie. I thought it was very well done, very well written, very well directed, and the performances are top notch. Please forget about Jim Carrey. I mean, I know I just shit on him 5 minutes ago, but hey, I got to give him his flowers too.
Give me for this one, let me go 8.1. I thought overall fantastic comedy. Somebody messaged me, I forget who it was, but they just said they don't make them like this anymore. And I said, absolutely not. I mean, when was the last time you saw a movie like this? When was the last time you saw comedies like we had back in the 90s and early 2000s? I mean, they kind of fell off a cliff since then. You'd find, the guy that you thought was the next Jim Carrey and put out 14 movies with him in the course of like 3 years, and you're just sick of them by the time, the third or fourth movie came out. Um, so yeah, 8.1, it gave me nostalgia. I enjoyed it still. I mean, physical comedy always holds the test of time because I mean, you can't that's never going to be dated. And like Robbie said, everybody just played their part so well. It was strong from beginning to end, crisp, clean,
Oh,
86 minutes. I mean, who could ever hate that? Yeah,
Fast.
so 8.1 and glad, like I said earlier, glad we watched it.
I give any movie that's under an hour and 30 automatic 8 for me. So that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of right in between you guys. It's getting hard to score some of these films because like a little earlier I was like, I love this movie, like high eights, and then I'm like, I can't rate this higher than some of the other movies, but I'm like, but it's different genre. I
Yeah.
don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. I don't give a shit. 8.4. I really like this film. Um, I could probably argue that it maybe should be higher. But I'm gonna stick with 8.4. Um, yeah, love this film. And funny, just wanted to add something from earlier. You had said this feels like it was written for Jim Carrey. Initially, it was actually written for Steve Martin to be,
Really?
yeah, but it was different. They changed it around a bit, and then I read that it got changed around. It was gonna be distributed by Disney, and Goldie Hawn was gonna be the main character, and then some other stuff. Robin Williams got offered it. I think they even might have offered it. Oh no, Jim Carrey was offered the part of Dr. Evil in Austin Powers,
Mm,
but turned it down to do this movie.
wow.
Wild
I
stuff.
I had did some research and I heard that before Steve Martin, they were thinking about, I think they offered it to Bob Newhart.
Oh, thank God. I mean, please. Thank you, Jesus, that didn't get made.
Thank God you would have never watched it.
I don't
No.
get why you guys hate him so much.
Robbie likes him, doesn't he?
I love Bob Newhart.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's just me. I just thought he was fucking bland as AF in Elf. But hey, we could save that another couple months when Christmas rolls back around.
Can't wait.
Oh
Do
my
we
God,
watch
please.
Elf again?
Can we get the director's cut without Bob Newhart in it?
No.
Ugh.
The director
No.
cut actually has more Newhart.
Yeah, we
Oh,
get the
oh.
extended cut. It's all Newhart all the time.
The Newhart cut.
So do you guys want to do characters or scenes first?
Let's do characters.
All right. Let's do favorites. Anyone want to start?
Favorite?
no.
I'll start. Sorry, Rob.
No, I was
wanna
gonna
go?
say no. I didn't want to go. No.
Give me. I'm gonna go with a fun pick here. Give me Anne Haney as Greta.
Wow, that's
I love
fucking shit.
Was it
It's like a
really?
motherfucker, man.
I love her in this movie. She's fun. I love how she, always she just takes everything from Fletcher in stride. She has the scene where she has the present for Max. Oh, I should get you a present. Already got myself one. Still gets it stolen, but she hangs in there like a champ. Uh, and just that fantastic, fantastic scene where he reveals that he can't lie, and just the way she breaks him down and chops both of his legs out from under him, and eventually comes back around at the end because you could tell she does love him, bails him out, and they have that moment at the end. She was great, lovable character. I thought, again, this is probably a product of me not seeing any movies, but where was she before this movie? She was awesome.
What was I felt like she was in something I've seen. I
Let me
forgot what
pull
else.
her up here.
Yeah, she's definitely been in something.
She was
Looks like she
fantastic in
was
this movie.
Looks like she was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yes. The lady, was
She-
she the lady that came to the house, sugar with the cream?
Yeah.
Plop.
She was in Curb Your Enthusiasm, Mary's mother.
Ah.
She was in Psycho, the 1998 joint.
Just tell me she's alive. That's all I care about.
Oh, please no, she's not alive. 2001, she passed away, so not long
Jesus.
after this movie. I don't think she was that old. She was pretty old. She was 75.
Imagine, can you believe that she was in Curb and died in 2001? That show's been on forever. I mean, I
That's
know
a good point. And
took
I thought
hiatus.
Mary was Ted Danson's wife in the show, but maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Well, in real life, right? Mary
Yeah,
Steenburgen.
she was in Curb for one episode in 2000.
Damn, rest in peace, sweetheart. She was the best in this movie.
She was the best. And I do say 75 is kind of old. It's really not that old, but older than I didn't think she looked that old in the movie, maybe like 60s. So R.I.P.
R.I.P. is right.
Yeah.
I'm devastated.
Best is when he's like, I just proposed a settlement to dick with them. And she's like, dick with them. Got it. Robbie, you want to go next?
No, you can go.
All right. I'm gonna go with, man, it's hard not to pick Jim Carrey, but I'm gonna pick Carrie Elwes as the claw.
What a fucking cornball.
You're scared of the claw.
You're scared of the claw. He's so corny in this, but it's so good.
Yeah,
I
it's
love him.
perfect.
He is corny, but he's lovable corny.
Yeah.
He's like a very nice guy.
Right.
I had him on my least favorite, but then I switched it because I kind of felt bad for him at the end. The guy was just trying to fall in love. Love is love.
Yeah.
And he took it like a champ. I mean, he was just like, I get it. That's an open-ended ticket if you ever change your mind.
Yeah.
And that's it. See you later,
Yeah.
pal.
Yeah,
And
good luck with Fletcher. Reverting back to his always in 5 years.
I was gonna say, and hot take, Fletcher's kind of the dick in the situation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Cheating on her.
cheating on her, preventing her from going away,
Being a shit father.
yeah. So the fact that he took it in stride just goes to show you Jerry, the true star of this film.
Oh, what a class act. Please.
We'll put some oil in it and wrap a big rubber band around it. Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome, son.
Best.
Oh, great.
And they're still like friends. Jim Carrey and Carrey always.
How could you not be?
I mean,
the chemistry.
the best.
oh, what a fantastic. You know, I'm not a big Gary Ells fan, but please.
Love him. Princess
Uh,
Bride, this. Love him.
I'm glad he cut his leg off in Soka. See, know me in Soul too, but forget about it. Isn't he in the new Guy Ritchie movie, right?
That, and I was just gonna say he's in the new Knuckles TV series, the Paramount Plus, the Sonic the Hedgehog spinoff.
Shout
I
out
love it.
Knuckles. Shout out.
And shout out Jim Carrey in Sonic the Hedgehog. So there you go,
Yeah.
another connection between the two of them. I
Yeah.
watched that first one, not that bad.
It's not bad.
Not
Yeah.
bad. Dr. Robotnik.
That's right.
Oh, come on, the goat.
The
Oh,
best.
God. Forget about it. I guess I'll have to do it. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to pick somebody else, but I'm not going to leave him off the board. I want to go with Jim Carrey as Fletcher Cox. No, Fletcher
Reed.
Reed.
Mr. Reed.
He was the movie. He brought the comedic chops. He brought the dramatic chops. He brought the what's that kind of comedy that you were saying, Benny?
Slapstick.
Slapstick.
Physical slapstick. And
Physical.
physical comedy. I mean, he was this entire movie. Should have got nominated for Academy Award. That's how great he was in this movie. No, he makes you laugh. He makes you feel sorry for him, even though he is kind of a dick in this movie and all about himself. But I mean, some of the shit he was doing in this movie is just out of control. I mean, I'm not trying to steal scenes, but I'll just quickly the I'm kicking my own ass in the bathroom scene. I mean, just to do that. I mean, who's doing that really? How many actors are really doing that and nailing it? Absolutely nailing it. Yeah, was he overacting a little bit? Yeah, was he a little bit too much over the top? Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's who he is. He just portrayed this character great. I mean, like Benny said, it's so difficult to have the comedic timing and the comedic chops and then completely switch it to dramatic acting. I mean, I feel like I don't think they're in the same class, but I feel like it's almost like what a Bill Hader is, right? Like what Bill Hader did in Barry, the dramatic acting that he did and what he did in like SNL and everything else. Like so kind of similar. But anyway, Jim Carrey, I'll go with. He was the movie. He is the movie. He was the star of the show. He's light years ahead of everybody with his comedic time and his comedic acting. And he even proved it in this movie and future movies that he can take on drama roles and win some awards for him as well. So shout out Jim Carrey. I know he's a little bit of a loony bin now, but we miss you, man. Come back to comedy. Come back Dumb and Dumber 3 next time.
Honey Manches?
I'm gonna go with my guy from Herman's Head. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Loved Herman's Head. Loved that show back in the day. Forgot his name. Let me get it up. Judge Marshall Stevens, Jason Bernard. I thought he was great in this movie. I love him. Gone Too
judge.
Soon. Great judge. We've been spoiled with great judges on the show. So yeah, I really enjoyed him. I loved how serious he got. I love how he played up for Jim Carrey, the seriousness that he was going toe to toe against Jim Carrey. So I got to give it to him too. He was very very good in this movie, and I even growing up I loved him in this movie, and I continue to think he played a great part.
We when the Plummies come around this year, we may have to add a category for best judge.
Best judge.
Tell me about it.
It's true. A lot of
Give
good judges.
me my Ani Mensch, Jennifer Tilly as Samantha Cole. I, when I was young, was wishy-washy about her character. Like she was just kind of there. But after this watch through and like being older, oh my God, I didn't like what a D bag. Like I didn't realize how much of a D bag she was. Obviously she has those funny scenes when she first comes in, but by the end of the movie, you're really just like, man, screw you. And it was just the perfect the perfect foil for Jim Carrey to like turn his character and really kind of, after all the lessons he learned leading up to that, for him to truly flip the switch in what you hope is like a permanent change for his character. So kudos for her. You know, anytime an actress or an actor makes you hate them with their work, they did a great job. So shout out to Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, good choice. I'll go more Tierney as Audrey. The best.
Killed it.
Loved her.
It's
True.
hard to play off of Jim Carrey, I'm sure. And you know,
Oh,
she
yeah.
was able to not only have her straight man moments, but like some sleeper funny lines and some sleeper reactions, and you know, she did really good.
Yeah, agree. I'll give it to Ani Mensch to the kid.
Okay. Yeah, he
Good.
didn't piss me off. It doesn't take that much for a kid to piss me off, and he didn't piss me off. So shout out to him. So
I have one last, and she's such a small character, but I love her, and I especially love her in the outtakes. But Swoozy, I don't know, I've never seen that name. Swoozy Kurtz as Dana Appleton, the prosecutor.
Yeah.
For some reason reminded me of Barbara Walters a little bit. And then, you know, obviously that comeback she has for Jim Carrey in the outtakes. Dude, I swear when I was younger, the outtakes were like an extra hour. And
that's
it's
what I
really
thought.
like four outtakes. And half of them is those two hugging and laughing together. But she was good. Again, another perfect foil. And you know, when he gets her goat, you know, she just has the perfect reaction. So shout out to her.
Just breaks the pencil.
Yeah.
You want to play hardball? I'm
Oh,
game.
Gabe.
I I have one last Ani Mensch, and it's I forgot his name now, but the dad seemed like a good dad, and he got screwed by this stupid D-bag just because
Yeah.
she wanted his money.
Great
Richard
dad.
Cole, Eric Pierpoint.
Thank you.
Was he great dad? She was underage.
That's
He
a
didn't
good
know.
point. That's a great point.
He didn't know.
Come on. Even if she was 18, come on. That's
Listen, I want to come out forcefully and say I object to it. And
Good point.
any sort of but doesn't she, I mean, she seems like the type of person that would, you know, try to swindle you like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
100%.
and shout out, man, dude's worth 22 million in 1997. That's like 18 trillion dollars right now. So I want to know what the hell he was doing.
That's what I'm saying. When they read the settlement, I almost fell off my fucking couch. I was like 11. I thought it was like $3,000 back then when I watched the movie. I didn't know he was banking. The crazy son of a bitch did it.
Oh, who is that guy? What's his name?
Mr. something.
I'm looking. And not necessarily adding her as my favorite character, but Sherry O'Terry as the secretary, complete did not recognize that being her.
Hi, Mr. Reed.
I can't. All right, go
Mitchell
ahead.
Mitchell Ryan, Mr.
Is that
Allen.
him?
Yeah.
Mr. Allen, yeah.
I feel like he's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Forgot what I saw him in. I
Was
don't
he
know.
the guy that Elaine dated and he had like a stroke or something in Seinfeld and she was feeding him the Yankee beans?
I think that was a different dude, but maybe?
I
don't
feel like
know.
I remember that face.
It doesn't say anything about Seinfeld on his IMDb.
He was in Dirty Work. Shout out that movie.
Oh, love that film.
Quick question before we
Yes.
get to least favorite characters. Pre 9/11, Jim Carrey going to jail for life or getting a slap in the wrist for what he did at the airport?
Oh, slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
Slap on
Post
the wrist.
9/11, Jim Carrey
Shot to
Jail
death.
for life.
Shot to
Guantanamo.
death on the tarmac in front of
Oh, yeah,
everybody.
dead. Blown
Yeah,
to bits.
actually, he probably would get shot.
Unbelievable.
Confirm that is not the actor in the Yankee Bean scene. Just so
I wish
I want to
I
close
wish
that loop.
it took 30 minutes to get through security.
Yeah, right.
Was he
Wait.
really in that bag?
Yeah,
Wow.
he really kicked his own ass in the bathroom.
Yeah, that I mean is more believable than him fitting in that little ass duffel bag.
We don't rubber that guy.
Could
Stacey
do it
Orban,
all.
plastic man.
Least
All right,
favorite?
my
Oh,
least
sorry.
favorite character, there wasn't a bunch, but I'll just go with the pimple guy. I mean, how you coming to work with a pimple that big? If I had a
Oh
pimple
my
that big,
God.
it's getting busted pre-work. If it looks terrible, I'm taking a sick week. I'm taking the entire week off of work. I'm not showing up. I mean, come on, guy. I mean, have some self-respect. I mean, disgusting. The self-awareness on that guy was terrible. That pimple was disgusting. I was thinking when I saw it, I said, imagine popping that and seeing how much pus came out of that thing. So, yeah, I could have done without him. Take a hike, pimple man.
I mean, even if he popped it, he would have had like that bloody spot. And
Yeah,
that thing was not small on his nose. So you're probably right. Probably got to take the week off.
gotta. You have to.
Ryan, who's
My
your
turn,
favorite?
or-
Least favorite? Yeah.
So I briefly thought of actually picking Jim Carrey because he's kind of a piece of shit. He ruined several planes people's trips. All that luggage got all mixed up. All those people are fucked. Come
Selfish
Mhm.
bastard.
Selfish. Come on. But instead I went with Mrs. Cole because she was just a horrible mother to those children, and I can't watch that and not pick her as the least favorite. But
Yeah.
to your point earlier, she was a good like villain, I guess, for the
Yeah.
lack of a better word.
I think somebody picked her as a favorite character, though, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Ani
okay.
Mensch. Ani Mensch.
Anime.
Oh, Ani Mensch. Sorry.
Yeah.
I wonder who that was.
She got Ani Mensch for the acting,
Oh,
and
okay. No,
Ryan
you're
gave
right.
her least favorite character. There's a difference. There's a
You're right.
difference.
You're right. That's my fault. I'm sorry.
You better be sorry. My least favorite. I don't know, man. It's hard. You guys picked the two obvious ones, I feel like. Give me Miranda, just because there's something about her bangs haircut, the way it was like parted, but it was like a triangle. It was very 1990s bangs, and I enjoy bangs, but they got to be done right. And that was just such a 1990s haircut that it was distracting to me. And anytime someone does like the kitty cat pounce on top of someone, that would have been a complete turn off.
That
And
always, even when I watched it from the beginning, always annoyed me. I hated
Yeah.
that part.
Hated
it. So
Even
Miranda,
in-
at least.
Even when I didn't know what was really happening, like I kind of thought I knew, I was always like, why is she doing that?
That's 100% accuracy, automatic knee to your nugs. There's no way about it. The way she
Yeah.
came in tight. She came in tight. No, that's a
100%.
That's a nugget smash.
possible fractured erect as well.
Ah, please forget about it.
I
Definitely
need
broken pitch Cadell. Forget about it.
Ani Menches?
No, not for me. Oh yes, I do have one Ani Mensch. The pilot. Someone threw a shoe. We're pulling this thing over. So him.
Good choice. I just gotta find his name, but I do have one. Robbie, if you have any, please go ahead.
Yeah, quickly. Airport security.
Yeah.
Terrible. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, come on, get it together. You got this guy floating in a bag. I'm really surprised he didn't get sucked into the jet engine. I think I would have liked that because he would have. I just would have liked him to just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes because at the end he wouldn't shut the fuck up, and I would love to him to get sucked into the jet engine.
100%. When he pulls that thing in front of the wing, he's going straight into the engine.
Oh, 100%. He's getting sucked up and blown to bits.
Um, before I pick him, I need to know, Robbie, Kenneth Falk, turtleneck, blazer combo, thoughts?
Oh, please, that guy was $1 million. Jack to the gills. I mean, the traps on that guy rivaled, Brock Lesnar. I couldn't believe it.
The haircut was so good.
The haircut was fantastic. I mean, I was like, this guy's a pussy magnet. I can't. He's probably smashing and dashing everybody on set. Greta, Samantha Cole, Swooshy, whatever. They were probably all getting in the lawyer's office a complete three-way. So that guy was $1 million. I couldn't take my eyes off of him, especially with that turtleneck, because that fit his fantastically ripped up neck.
All right. I will refrain from picking him because of your
You saved him.
yeah, you saved him from getting picked.
He looked like
He could pick him for being a piece of shit.
Listen, he's cleaning pools. It's not his fault. He doesn't know what their marriage is like. She might have told him anything. Oh, my husband left me. Whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's on the tape. We could ask that. Let's see if it's on there. Play it again.
He looked like Lou Ferrigno Jr.
Junior. Junior. What did he say at the end when he snapped?
I hope they're
all
brains
right.
out.
I hope their brains out. You happy?
Love it.
And then, then it's like no further questions. He like he does a little.
Oh, I should have picked him as my favorite character. Damn, I forgot about him.
You fucked up.
Edit the tapes.
All right. Scenes?
Scenes.
Faves?
Faves.
Ben's?
Robbie.
Rob's?
Oh, this is a tough one. I mean, there's so many good scenes, but I'm gonna have to go with it's like a quick montage. It's him waking up. It's the elevator scene. I can't tell you how many times I constantly quote that when I say "Mama." I mean, please forget about it. I've been saying this since '97. It's so funny. It's hilarious. That's because you got huge jugs. I mean, forget about it. I mean, I could stop my immaturity, even at 41, still to this day, I can't stop laughing at it. Which I'll have to go into, I feel like it was an entire scene. So, him telling the truth to the bum and then getting into the courtroom. And then I mean, talk about a tour de force comedic physical comedy with the pen. The pen is red and his arms going all over the place. I mean, it's amazing acting. I was amazed even 30 years later. I couldn't believe it what he did. It's just top notch. I being that I quote the mommy or the mama scene to this day, I have to go with that as my favorite scene.
You know what I didn't realize about the pen scene after all these years, and I guess now because it's on a fucking huge TV and HD or whatever they upscaled it to, but he's got all the blues on his face, and one part it says BB King, and I just noticed that for the first time. I was like, that's weird.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it fit. Ryan, what's your fave?
Well, since Robbie took the entire beginning,
it's one scene. It's just one scene.
I don't know. I think. Can I quickly though? I love all those pieces. That was going to be my choice. But the scene with the bum, that makes me laugh so goddamn hard. Do you have any spare Jades? Absolutely. Could you spare some? Yes, I could.
No. Well, will you? No.
His responses are so funny. I guess I'll go with I don't know. I'm gonna go with the court scene when he finally figures it out. Like when she's yelling at him, I'm not be a 31-year-old, divorcee, and he's like figures it out and then gets her. That's just it's a feel good scene. But it is quickly snatched away because then you realized how big of a piece of shit she is. So like back in the day watching it, you were like, yeah, Jim Carrey, yes, yes. But now I watch and I'm kind of like, maybe I agree with him flipping out at the end. I think I do because they made a they gave this woman $11 million and she deserves 0 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm glad mine's still on the board, and I alluded to it earlier, but it's the breakup of Greta and Fletcher. Just that whole, like I said, the whole scene. My favorite part was when he's like telling her he can't tell a lie, and she's like asking him what to say to all the people, and he's like, "No, yes," like violently shaking his head. Uh, Again, we mentioned yeah, all the physical comedy, but just him completely melting down, and then Greta turning it on him as soon as she's like, he says, "All right, I'll prove it to you. Just ask me a question," and then the immediate regret. 2 seconds into her asking her question, he's like, "No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this." Um, and again, just ending with him on his knees and just being like, "Is that justice? No, I could have got him 10."
I love
And
that
then,
scene.
yeah, and then are leaving. So, those two, my favorite pairing of the movie. Like I said earlier, the love that she had for him, and that's why it hurts so much when she leaves about the raise. And yeah, so that's my favorite scene.
But again, like a true friend, she came back in the end and saved his butt.
Hmm.
Put him 10.
You know what's
Could have
funny?
got him
Yeah,
10.
I'd have got him 10. I'm on my knees in a $900 suit or seven or nine, I forget.
900, I think.
Be like 8,000 these days.
I know.
When she goes and picks him up from the jail and he's just sitting on the bed next to the inmate. Like, what is that? They were probably like, Jim, where should you stand? And he's like, maybe I'll stand here or whatever. He's like, no, I'm gonna sit next to this guy sleeping.
Not afraid for his life at all.
No. Um, Ani
Robbie,
Mensch. Oh, go ahead.
Robbie, to your scene when they try to settle, and he's like, "Settle, settle, 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 settle." So good. All
Yeah,
right, Donnie
he's good.
Menches.
And then, like, I guess, I mean, honestly, like, I'll just take because you didn't take any parts of it. I'll take the whole courtroom scene because, like, when he's nonstop just chugging waters, and then come on, so many parts are so funny.
Yeah.
Well,
Obviously, go
oh,
ahead.
sorry, my honorable mention was the courtroom scene, but Ryan took it. So,
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have to go with the bathroom scene and beating the shit out of himself. I mean, please forget about it. I mentioned it before, the physical comedy that he did, just a one-man wrecking crew. I loved it. I laughed back then, and I laughed now even harder because it's just ridiculous. Him smushing his face in the toilet, him him rubbing the soap in his eyes, him just ripping his suit, running into the walls. The kick to the radiator made me wince again and again and again. I can imagine how much that
Yeah.
hurt. I mean, just a fantastic scene, really. Only one guy can do it, and that's Jim Carrey.
But real quick, true psychopath behavior, completely leaning up against a urinal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh.
100% psychotic maneuver.
disgusting. That's what he was, you lunatic.
Yeah.
Ani Mensch, and it has to be Ani Mensch because it's so short, but him, going down the laundry list of driving violations to the cop. Just so quick, but just
Depends on
perfect.
how long you were following me.
Why don't we start from the top?
Is that all?
No.
So good. Um,
No, oh, sorry.
No, go
No,
ahead.
I don't want to steal, but in true fashion that I would do, is when he gets his car back and there's this scratch alongside. He's like, what am I gonna do about it?
Nothing. And piss and moan like an impotent jerk, and then bend over and take it up the tailpipe.
You've been here
You've been here
before.
before. The best is when he's like, how do you sleep at night? And then he's just like, I'm taking this.
Uh,
So funny. I love when it's a really short scene, but I don't know why I always think about it. When he brings Max in and he's like, why don't you go in my office and sue someone for everything they've got? Maybe you could send a fax to one of your girlfriends. I don't know why I love that scene. The
Yeah,
scalpel
perfect.
scene with the present.
Yeah.
A lot of little scenes.
They had good chemistry, the two of them too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, any claw scene, fantastic. Jim Carrey or Carrey Ellis, hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, we quoted it earlier, but the you're scared of the claw. um, but the scene with with the baseball glove that you mentioned, Ryan, where we wrap a big rubber band around, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad my gift can bring those two together. Plan to phase myself out is nearly complete."
Oh, but you know what? I'm gonna save it for the next segment. So, any other Ani mentions?
I mean, find the 15 minutes of the movie we didn't mention.
Oh,
Yeah,
the roast scene. I mean, please forget about it. Just another tour de force.
right.
I laughed so hard when he just rips the guy's hair off and smashes it up, and then he's just, oh man, so great, really fantastic.
Simmons is old. Um, great catch before we moved on. Um, so least favorite. Who went last? I don't remember.
I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Um, Least favorite scene is, I guess, the Mrs. Cole treating her kids like shit. That really hit me. I didn't like it one bit. You hear the horror stories of divorces like this where the wife or even the husband in some cases is just a complete D-bag and wants every last thing that they can get, even if it means taking the kids from a loving parent, and it's 100% out of spite, which is what it was. So it just leaves you feeling bad.
Yeah, that was sad. Even watching it now, that was definitely a sad scene.
Good
She
choice.
sucks. She stinks.
Thanks. I'm gonna go with, and we alluded to it earlier, not because of the disgusting cat pounce, but the sex scene with Miranda and Fletcher, because you're really gonna miss your kid's birthday
Mm.
to bang your stupid boss. Like, bang
I
her
mean,
the
but
next day, you idiot. I mean, I know you're trying to make partner and whatever, trying to make her squeal.
Having sex.
Having sex. That's a good scene we didn't mention when on the phone there.
Yeah.
None of my business. But yeah, come on. Listen, I get it to a certain extent. It's you're trying to move up in the company and whatever, but come on. You can do it the next day or just be quick and get out of there and go to your kid's birthday party.
Yeah. You didn't have to sleep over.
Yeah. Come on.
well, the boss is really riding him. What do you do? I didn't. I had no idea about that back in the day.
It's a
So
good double entendre.
now I finally got it as a young man who's had multiple sexual encounters.
At least.
I'm
At least two.
at least I'm a little upset about a sexual encounter I had last night.
All right,
A
well,
sexual episode. That's what he said.
cross that off the good night.
Sorry.
It's all right. Uh, Do I go?
Yes.
It's not like a bad scene. It's just a sad scene, and that's when poor fake Haley Joel Osment doesn't Jim Carrey doesn't come to his birthday party, and he's upset and he makes the wish. I mean, you gotta feel bad for a kid like that. I mean, if one of my parents never showed up for my birthday party, I never talked to him again. 5 years old, 6 years old, doesn't matter. I mean, it's a terrible thing. It's a shitty thing to do. So yeah, that was sad. I felt bad for him.
Question. Why only one day?
He's just so sick of it that just a 24 hours is enough.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a short, Chris. Teach him a lesson.
He did. He told him, right? He you know, you got to teach him
Did.
quick and easy.
Speaking of 24 hours, a lot happens in one day.
Yeah, this is a jam-packed 24 hours.
My goodness. Like he has the court case, the first hearing, the court cases that afternoon, goes to the school, goes to the impound yard. They just pack and leave to go to Boston. Like,
yeah,
that's quite a day.
Well, no, it wasn't. They weren't leaving for Boston. They were just going to scout houses.
Well, still, I mean,
but
that's
they still had a pack.
Like that afternoon, you're like, all right, yeah, let's go to Boston.
Yeah, true.
I just thank God nobody got bit by a dog. Please forget about it. Imagine that.
They still would have 1 hour spare.
That's true.
True. That's true. Any mentions for least favorite?
Nah, there's not much to choose from here.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
I've one sort of. So I got excited because when Fletcher said he was taking him to wrestling, and he said, "We're gonna see Macho Man Randy Savage and Rick Rude
Oh,
face
man, what
off
a
at the
day.
death match," and I was like, they would in 1997 they would not be facing off anywhere.
No.
So that was upsetting because that would imagine him Rick Rude and Macho Man. What a match!
Well, I think Macho Man was around.
He was
Yeah, they
around,
both
but I
were.
looked it up, and there was specifically, they were not in WCW together at that time.
True. Maybe it was a little cross promotion.
Maybe.
I think Ravishing had a neck injury too, so I think he was done.
That's
But I
what it
mean,
was.
forget about it with the sweat. Please. Ravishing. Simply ravishing.
All right. Any thoughts? We do it every week, whether the movie's perfect or not. Anything you could think of to make this film better?
Not really. I mean, how you can't, even though we've had our like criticisms of Jim Carrey being a little too much, what are you gonna do? Tell him to pull it back? Like it just
Right.
wouldn't have been the same. So I really don't have anything that you could say would really like put this movie over the top.
Yeah.
Yes, same. It was like a fall crisp air breeze, a buck 26. I mean, I can't ask for anything more. In and out, please. I loved it.
Best. Yeah, I got nothing. Actually, wait. I do have an idea on how we can make this movie better.
Tell me.
Playing overtime by casting Matt Damon in this film because
Oh,
we do it every week.
Matt Damon, he's my favorite.
And
Please.
that's why we do this. Does anyone want to go first and cast Matt Damon in this film in a role that exists or does not exist that you made up?
I want to hear from you.
Me?
Of course, you.
Um,
Who asked you?
Where's you?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. I'm gonna give me a young, handsome, turtleneck wearing
Oh,
Matt Damon
please.
as not related to you, Benny, but as Benny Falk, Penny Falk's
Oh.
twin brother, who also cleans pools with him. And it turns out that it wasn't Ken sleeping with Mrs. Cole, it was Ben.
Oh my God.
The switcheroo.
What a turnaround that would have been. The
What
whole
is what?
case would have fell apart.
Would have been fantastic.
Would have
Imagine
given
hearing
somebody a 90
it
out of
was
10.
it was Ben on the tape, not Ken.
There's not a lot of people I feel like I could pick in this spot to replace. And you know what, the movie's such a tight 120 that I don't want to add anything to it. So I'll go with probably the person that I can replace the easiest, even though I loved him as a man. But give me a middle-aged, handsome entrepreneur. Uh, he has his he has the first line of electric cars in 1997. Give me Matt Damon as Richard Cole, Mrs. Cole's husband,
Right.
and maybe an extra scene or two, just him being, a rich bastard, but he's a good guy, and we build out his character a little bit more on he gives a lot of money to charity. He's a player in the community, and what better person to have to play that part than Matt Damon? He's just the best. Maybe he went to space and got left there for a couple of years, and he had to figure out how to make potatoes.
Maybe raise some human feces, something like that.
They should make a movie about that. That sounds like an interesting watch.
Stay tuned. I'm writing a little screenplay.
Oh,
Oh, I
nice.
love it. I love it. Uh, give me a young, fantastic looking, locks of love on the top of his head, Boston accent having. Give me Matt Damon reprising his role as Will Hunting, replacing Jerry as the love interest. Follow me along here. Will Hunting drives across country, right, to California to
Right.
go find Skylar. Skylar gets deported. She doesn't have a visa. She goes back to London. Um, she doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on. He's looking around. He's looking for jobs. He's walking the streets with his shirt off, 6-pack abs. Forget about it. Short shorts. Look out now. Um, he runs into Fletcher's wife. They spark a quick 6-7 month romance. Uh, Matt Damon, as smart as he is, gets a phone call. Will Hunting gets a phone call. He's from Ben Affleck's character saying, "Listen, there's a hospital in Boston that needs your help. It's going to be run down in a little bit. We need you to come in there, get the brains, put it back in the black." So he comes back. He says he takes Mrs. Reed and says, "Let's go back to Boston. I'm shipping back to Boston." He says something I just came up with, and she says no. I wish she would say yes, because who would say no to Matt Damon? But only an idiot. And that's it. He takes the place of Jerry. He doesn't do any corny lines with the claw. I mean, the guy was a magician in Will Hunting, good Will Hunting, with the way he was throwing his baseball bats around and his fist as well. So, and he would just intimidate Jim Carrey and beat the shit out of him every time he got a little bit too much. So, give me Matt Damon as, you know, Will Hunting, replacing Jerry as the love interest in this movie.
Bold move, but well executed.
It's a bold move, but when when you take my guy, I got to think on the fly. So I was going for Mr. Cole.
Oh, thank God I went second.
Please
I
forget
mean, we
about
got to
it.
leave you for third in this because you're the best, and we saved the best for the last.
Oh, thank you. I was like Randall Cunningham. I was scrambling. I was quick.
I mean, it was bold. I mean, as A1 would say, maybe bold and spicy.
Sometimes, and yeah, it would. And then when they would say it, it gets you here, and then it gets you right here.
It's so stupid. What's so funny? Um, what else you got? Anything else about Liar Liar we want to talk about?
It's
Good.
hard to say with this one obviously being the most fresh in your memory. But do you have an idea of where this ranks, or maybe give me one or two movies, uh Jim Carrey movies that you think would be a hot take that you say this is better than?
Um, only comedies or all his movies?
Let's just stick with the classic comedies.
Mm, I mean, I don't know. I guess I would say hot take. Maybe it's better than Ace Ventura, but I haven't watched Ace Ventura in so long that I don't know if I can like really say that, but I feel like that is correct.
Robbie, do you have one?
I think I know I haven't seen Ace Ventura in so long. I would have to go. I would have to go Ace Ventura, I think. I mean, but he's so much in this movie as well, right? He was so much in Ace Ventura as well. Like, can I go Dumb and Dumber? I mean, they both him and Jeff Daniels both played off each other so well. So I don't know if I can just solely base it on Jim Carrey's performance. I probably have to go Ace Ventura, and I thought he was fantastic in Bruce Almighty as well. So I don't know. That's tough, but I probably have to go Ace two, Ace one, Liar Liar two, Dumb and Dumber three,
Wow.
uh, Mask four, and
Ye-
Bruce Almighty five.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think this is too much of a hot take, but and I haven't seen it probably in longer than Liar Liar, and I definitely haven't seen it as much as Liar Liar, but I'm confident saying that this is better than The Mask.
Yeah, yeah. Even though Cameron Diaz, oh boy,
But I got it again. I haven't seen The Mask in a long time, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be another one where there are jokes that I obviously was not getting in 1998 or whenever it came out. So
Yeah.
that is something I
There's a
kind of do
couple.
want to watch again. That and Cable Guy, I want to watch again real bad.
Cable Guy's much better than everyone gave it credit for. Everyone shit on that movie for some reason. I thought it's fantastic.
It probably aged very well.
I feel like that might have almost aged the best, other than Dumb and Dumber, I think is still like aged the best to me. Mask, this one, Ace Ventura, like they're all still funny and I love them all still, but
They're of their
I mean,
time.
they're very of the time, yeah.
I think too, Cable Guy got heat because it's like your art, your favorite musical act dropping that album that's not the same
Their
music it's
typical
been,
shit.
yeah, for the last three albums, and it was different, and people wanted another Ace Ventura, another Liar Liar, another Mask. So I think that's probably why it didn't hit right off the bat.
Cable Guy,
Cable Guy.
Cabla Gula. Yeah, I mean, we should definitely do another Jim Carrey week in whatever, couple weeks, months, whatever, and maybe then we'll revisit this little ranking.
Yeah, I want to do Me, Myself, and Irene too. I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. I like that one.
I
They're
feel
all
like,
they're all good up
yeah,
until uh even some of like the newer ones are still like enjoyable. Like Yes Man, it's
I
it's
didn't
not
hate Yes Man.
great, but it was decent. I liked it.
I feel like Yes Man is like Liar Liar Part Two.
Kinda, yeah. It's like
You
same
know,
sort of shit. Um, yeah. Anything else on Liar Liar or James Carrey?
I think we mentioned off air last week. He's fucking old,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't
60
believe it.
something.
Oh, he was what, like probably like 30 something in making these movies, and we were like 10.
Yeah.
Wow. Um, so yeah. Well, let us know what you think. Maybe where does Liar sit in your Jim Carrey 90s comedies? Or whatever. Give us some suggestions. Tell us anything we
Comment
missed.
below if you made it this
Comment
far.
below if you made it this far. Um, and yeah, we love you. Send us an email, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to whatever, YouTube, podcast. I don't know. Our newsletter coming soon. But thank you, Robbie. Tell him good night.
Good night, Mr. Allen. I'll see you later, dickhead.
Wait, 108? Yeah. in your bra.
Okay,
all right.
127. Are you a blonde? Maybe it's on the tape. Let's play it again.
I'm a brunette.
Down in my plums. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in. My wife says, "No, Gabriel, leave." I said, "No, let the boy watch. Let the boy watch. He needs to learn the way I learned from my father, the way he learned